Hello and welcome to the Lighthouse. This is going to be weekly. This is on the fly. I wasn't intending on doing weekly signs. Most of the time, most of my readings tend to be general, even though in the past I have done twin flame readings and soulmate readings and different signs. You know, I was churning out a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of work. And then when I revisited the channel, again last fall, I tried to figure out, okay, well, how can I take it in another direction, but still include something that included signs? So I did the elements, for the law of attraction, which I'm still going to do. But I know, again, some people want signs, and I'm trying to make less work for myself, even though, again, because my readings are long. So when you're doing 12 signs and they're all like an hour and a half long, usually it can get, a lot. So I'm trying to find a way to see how this works. And as opposed to, uploading 3 different videos, for each element, you know what I mean? I decided to do it in one reading and group it into one reading, so that, and put timestamps to see how that works. And hopefully, again, the one video for the 3 signs will amount to what usually one sign would be. So again, I'm trying to keep this entire reading about an hour. But again, each sign is going to get their own little section. So I will put the timestamps, or someone can put the timestamps if I don't get to it. And we'll see how this goes. And again, as opposed to doing monthly, I might do these weekly, so that, again, people can have the different signs. They can feel it's a little bit more personal, even though it's still a collective reading. So this is going to be for earth signs. The first one I'm going to start out with is Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, wherever Virgo is, in your chart. But mostly it's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, for romantic things, So it's going to be Virgo, and then we're going to do Capricorn, and then we're going to do Taurus. So I'm going to read the overview that's going to be for everybody, because I'm not going to do it with each one. So I'll read the overview that's supposed to be for all 3. And then you can forward to your sign if you don't want to hear the other ones. Right? All right. Okay. So hopefully this goes smooth. Hopefully people will like getting something that's a little bit more catered to the signs. So they can, again, feel a little like they got a little something extra. We got unfinished symphony, so again, there's some unfinished business lurking around here. Ghosts from the past creeping in. Because we didn't do some shit right in the past, or we're needing to, again, heal situations, end situations, start new ones, reconnect, let go, whatever it is. So let's see what the unfinished symphony is. This is again for earth signs, all of you. Unfinished symphony, essential meanings, unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, a lack of closure, the need to make amends. The oracle's message: this is the time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Relationship message: moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. That's always a tough one. Sometimes, again, you don't get it and you have to find it on your own. Because you can be waiting and 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 waiting forever for people to own their side of the street, for them to own their shit, for them to make things right, for them to apologize, usually again. Right? Sometimes you have to, especially if you're dealing with narcissistic types, because those people will never own their shit. They will never admit what they did. They will never see anything wrong with their actions. Again, you'll be driving yourself nuts. Trying to find what you would expect. But again, you're dealing with people that are psychologically disordered and they do not see reality the way that you do. They do not have the same ability to discern, even a dog is like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you feel after you've been dealing with one. Like you're just all fucked up. So again, sometimes with those situations, you'll be waiting forever. You got to find your own closure. As I digressed, right? But it's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee for peace of mind. Accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what's left unresolved and close the door on the past so that you can set yourself free. I'm getting dry over here. I hope I don't start choking. I'm feeling verklempt. Oh no, that's if you're feeling emotional, right? I'm feeling dry. Excuse me. Only then can new love blossom. After you choke. Prosperity message: make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now's the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in assignments, complete a work of art. Tie up loose. Jeez, dogs like yelping. You got sirens going on. It's like state of emergency over here. There's suffering and cries out for things to be. Look at even we got a car alarm. Dude, you're getting all the signs from the universe that something needs to be attended to. Whether it's your health as the ambulances are going by, or it's your the things in you that you care for, whether it be your pets or people in your surroundings, right? Or your car, or whatever it is, something needs to be tended to. Exactly. Tie up loose ends, you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path, right? And feeling refreshed and excited about the future. Now's the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Protection message: when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. Look, some of us can procrastinate for days. process. And again, it serves no one. Then you're always rushing, trying to finish stuff last, and it makes you nuts, right? Can't be self-sabotaging because we keep putting off shit we need to do. Exactly, dog. Exactly. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. So they don't want you to give up on something necessarily, but they do want you to fix things that need to be fixed, attend to things that need to be attended to, so that resolvement can happen and forward movement can happen, and new things can come as a result. And this was an extra card that came out, so I'm going to apply this to everybody, but each one of you got your own. But this was an extra. So I put it up here for everybody. You and your loved ones are safe. So again, some people might be concerned about their home life, their family, because Cancer deals with, again, family, South Node stuff, even where you came from, right? But it's wanting you to know that whatever concerns you might have in regards to yourself and the people you care about, whatever current dilemma you might be toggling with, or things that you're needing to finish up or clear up or whatever it is, that during the process you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, so now we're going to start Virgo, and then, like I said, we'll do the timestamp for everybody else after. So this is Virgo. Let us start out with, let's start out with your two cards, right? You got the Sun, which is the most positive card that you can get. And they got the Prince of Swords. Swords, of course, talk about our thoughts, right? Our intellect, truths, inquiries, information, spying, lurking in the shadows. This is also internet, possibly watching things on the internet, social media, again, gathering information. Perhaps we're wanting some healing to take place. We're wanting some happiness. And maybe we're looking into things to see if that is something that can be attained. Right? This also deals with health. So maybe we're looking into, again, ways that we can improve our health. Emotional, physical, mental, whatever it is. Right? The Sun speaks again about optimism. The dawn that follows the darkest night. So again, if something that that might be lingering for you, and you have some concerns of how it might affect you and your loved ones, Spirit wants you to be optimistic and know that whatever darkness that may seem to be looming over situations, there is light. There is possibility for healing and happiness and returns to innocence and feeling of one's youth. Right? Strength and purity of spirit. Again, your own resolve to get done what you need to get done, to persevere, and all of that stuff. Right? The happiness of our outer spirit when in tune with our truest self. Again, what makes you happy? What is it that you really want? And not letting fear or stinking thinking or things from the past prevent you from fulfilling that or experiencing that, or having that, or returning to that which perhaps has left you. Like for many of us who've become disillusioned by all the shit in this world and by human nature in general, or whatever it is, sometimes we lose that ability to see the world through a child's eyes again, to be the fool, to have that optimism, right? Or we're afraid to feel vulnerable. Now, traditionally, it's the little naked boy on the horse, right? That speaks again of having nothing to hide, of being fully exposed. Like, well, here it is. Take it or leave it, here it is. I've got nothing to hide, I'm fully exposed, everything's out in the open, but it also symbolizes freedom. Because the little naked boy on the horse, he doesn't care. He's free. And sometimes speaking truths, well, they say the truth shall set you free. Many times that is the case. In order for us to return to that sense of freedom, we must unburden ourselves from whatever it is that we might be needing to communicate, right? Gives you strength, happiness, and joy. It speaks of success and radiance and abundance, right? The action of the spirit. Fun, warmth, success, positivity, again, vitality. In reverse, it could be temporary depression or lack of success, or this is our perception. You know, again, we might be in the lowest for unwarranted reasons. You don't know, which is maybe why you're looking into things and trying to figure things out. See if there's a reason, if you should be depressed or if you should be ecstatic and excited. Again, it all just depends on the information you gather, the conclusions you come to, and the truths that you speak. All right? Because again, in the reverse, we could be finding it difficult to see the positive aspects of a situation. Again, thinking, what the fuck is this now? Why is this showing up? Or why is this, that situation happening, or whatever. Again, monkey wrenches being thrown in, tower moments, whatever it is, unexpected stuff. This is life. Sometimes, again, it's past situations coming back around because, well, astrologically, that's what's happening. So again, the more you know about that stuff, the more you get to understand too why certain things come back around, or certain cycles repeat, or when we should be letting go of things so that new things can happen. Again, we got to go with the flow of the stuff that's going on up in the ethers, as above, so below, right? So instead of looking at things negative or suspicious or thinking the worst or whatever it is, and getting all in our emotions before we have any kind of truth or facts or whatever, maybe we need to take a step back and try to see that way, is this situation, maybe it's for my benefit. Maybe God is stirring the nest because it's time for me to get out of my comfort zone. Again, trying to look at things as being for you, not necessarily against you. Find things out. Inquire, ask, communicate. So this way you can know, again, should I be worried or not? Should I be happy, or is this going to jack me up, right? Reluctance to proceed. Again, hesitation, because we don't know. Sometimes, again, you don't know until you ask. You don't know until you try. You don't know. Again, you can be sitting in your head all day playing all kinds of scenarios that it isn't going to do anything in the real world. It's just existing in your mind. And this is where we need to get out of that, because we can get into these loops, again, where we get all stressed out, but nothing gets resolved. There's no movement, right? Obstacles can be removed, but will take more effort. Again, if we're figuring things might be impossible, or there's always, but they said, there's a will, there's a way. So it just depends on, again, your perception of things, what it is that you really want, how you're seeing things. Well, I already said that with perception. But again, trying to have a little more enthusiasm and less stinking thinking. Could be also being out of touch with who you are, not being honest with yourself, not being truthful to yourself or others. A lot of talk, but not delivering, or a need for a reality check. Look, that's sometimes how we have to get the truth bombs with reality checks, right? And again, pages of swords, passion, enthusiasm, new projects or ideas, encouragement to move forward, getting the wheels in motion despite any challenges potentially in the way, aligning ourselves with others who don't stifle your direction or ideas. Again, coming together with like-minded individuals. Maybe there's some projects or ideas that you're working on, or you're thinking of collaborating with people, but you're unsure of how it might go, or you're worried about worst case, and I don't know what the situation is. It could be all kinds of things here. It could be a little bit of everything, right? It's having the ability to learn and grow, and again, not falling back on past patterns of behavior, which can cause us to self-sabotage, leave things unfinished, or not take chances or risks in other areas where we might find that something great awaits if we can get out of our own heads. All right? Being an avid learner, again, communication, information, a truth seeker, discussing one's ideas with others. This is also about trying to protect one's privacy. Again, the person could be offensive or defensive. The traditional page of swords, he looks a little aggressive. So again, doesn't know, what stance one should take. Do I need to be defensive? Or do I need to just proceed with caution, but still be inquiring, still checking it out, grounding one's thoughts before speaking. There is some kind of inner conflict going on. But it may teach you something about yourself. Again, how am I reacting to situations? Is it my usual way, which then causes me to self-sabotage or end up, in situations that aren't so swift because we've assumed or we've prejudged or we've misjudged, whatever it is. It's putting out those feelers and seeing, well, what is this? Is this something that can change my life for the better, or is this some more bullshit? Confrontation and the intellectual sense. Intellectual sense. Proving oneself superior with intellect. Being very in your face or aggressive. Again, thinking you know everything. But maybe the universe knows more than you. Or maybe other people know more than you. It's being open to seeing things from different perspectives. And not assuming that we got it all figured out or we think we know is whatever. Because again, we're basing it on past things. So we're being set and stubborn in our ways. We can't get out of our own way because we think we know. But the universe always has a way of showing us that. Sometimes they're like, yeah, take a seat. Because obviously you don't know. So shut up, observe, appreciate what we're presenting here, whatever that may be. New opportunities for growth, to get your shit together, to get a job, to relate, whatever it is. Opportunities are coming in, and you're either going to take it or you're going to fall on old patterns, self-sabotage, and miss the boat. It's up to you. This is kind of what the universe is saying, right? And then we got here, healing fear. So I told you, I knew there had to be something to do with If I ignore a problem, it'll go away. Classic. Classic. There's an inside joke here, but I won't say. But it's classic that this is the card that comes up, because I've already been told that. This is classic. You can't ignore things. Put things off, again, unfinished business, leave things, whatever. It's always going to be lingering in the ethers. There's always going to be what ifs lingering. What shoulda, woulda, couldas. Oh, whatever it is. Procrastinating, putting things off. Usually that shit piles up. Remember, karma never forgets. An address, a name, a lifetime. That shit will go with you until you resolve it. So again, the whole point of ascension work is to come here and heal the karma that you brought in from past lives, as well as trying not to accumulate too much negative shit in this life that you don't leave unresolved to have to bring into the next. Again, this is all about not leaving loose ends and not ignoring things that we fear addressing. Whether that's we fear the success that might happen from if we went down this avenue, so we try to talk ourselves out of pursuing things or trying things or believing in ourselves that we can accomplish certain things, right? So we don't bother to finish certain projects, or again, we put things off that eventually leads to a bigger disaster. Or we think something is a problem, but it really isn't. It's something that can be easily solved, but we're making mountains out of molehills, or we're assuming that something is, so we just not even want to address it. It can become a problem if you don't. This is what I'm saying. So, when it comes to a problem that makes me anxious, I approach it and do not avoid it. I have an unlimited resource of courage and spirit within me. So this is about, again, tackling things that we need to tackle. I'm having a hard time talking. There must be something with that. There must be something with it. Because that doesn't, so I have a little bit of a stutter that I've developed because of my PTSD and because of a condition that, again, affected my speech for a year. So I have developed a little bit of a stutter. It is what it is. But I know the difference between that and me constantly messing up words. So maybe someone is having a hard time finding the words, or having a hard time figuring out the truth of something, or needing to say something. There is a struggle with some kind of a communication that may very well bring about some kind of healing or happiness if we can get out of our fear and not ignore something because we're fearing what might be on the other side of that. Again, sometimes we're making things out to be worse than what it is. And some things have a potential to become worse if we don't address it. Like, the leak in the bathroom or in the ceiling. These kind of things, home repairs, whatever it is. Car engine light on, ignoring your own physical stuff for a while until that tooth you want to put your head through the wall because you didn't go to the dentist. Whatever your stuff is that we're avoiding, we need to not. We need to expand. We need to get ourselves out there. We need to be open to change and new things. Spirit is blowing here. The winds of change are blowing, right? And they want to bring in magical experiences and new people and perhaps some travel. Looks like she's got a globe there. I don't know what this stuff is. Dust. I don't know. But you got the little owl peeking overhead. This is about, higher wisdom. Listening to higher wisdom, our higher selves. Even Spirit is trying to give you signs to follow your higher wisdom. Perhaps you've got to make a decision between two paths, right? So you're trying to make the right choice here. Let's see what's going on. expansion. Or we're fearing coming out of the gate, or coming out of hermit mode, or afraid of expanding our horizons, or getting ourselves out there, whatever it is. You'll see it when you believe it. This is what some people, that's what I say. I'll see it when I believe it. That's about not having, right? That's what I tell my guide all the time. Yeah, it sounds kind of crazy. I'll see it when I believe it. But that's the whole point. They want you to believe, because that puts the energy out there. If you're already in some kind of, automatically shutting things down or whatever, you're denying yourself a possible opportunity to expand your horizons and to see that perhaps something is, again, for your benefit, not necessarily for your destruction. And not being so quick to shut things down because, you're having a hard time believing that something could be true. Sometimes things are too good to be true. That's why, again, you need to be cautious. But not so cautious that you don't make any moves, or that you're only in your head. Allow things to unfold. Take small steps, but don't deny yourself the opportunity to move, to go forth. Right? Inspiration. Seeking good advice is vital when you are pushing into new territory. Stay away from anyone who is critical of your dreams. This indicates possibly changing your friends. Again, sometimes you got too many people whispering in your ear, trying to tell you, everybody seeks advice. But a lot of people speak from their own experiences, and sometimes their experiences were negative, or they're operating from a fear-based thing, or a stinking thinking thing. So if you're getting advice from people that are trying to talk you out of things or whatever, always take things with a grain of salt. Yeah, you want to hear other people's advice, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you. You have to not let fear control everything, and not let so many people have a say or dictate what paths you should or shouldn't take, because again, everybody speaks from their own level of awareness and from their own experiences, and they may not know nothing about nothing in regards to your path, your journey, your milestones you're supposed to make, your challenges you're supposed to overcome, whatever it is. Not to say that people are trying to keep you from doing stuff because they just don't want to see you succeed or whatever. But again, sometimes people will shut down your dreams because they never achieved them themselves. So they find it hard to believe that it can happen for somebody else. So they tried. And again, you have to live your own life. Keywords: counseling, connection, and progress. Key ideas: wise counsel, fruitful collaboration, spiritual support, state of uncertainty, and being guided. Personal inquiry: how can I create powerful alliances? Are new people entering my life? So again, we may be unsure if we want to entertain. Listen, trust me, I know. When you've been alone a long time and you've got peace, you want to be sure that if some wind is blowing somebody in, that they're not going to come in and fuck shit up, mess up my peace, my serenity, my surroundings, to the extent where I'm left up shit's creek, like maybe I was in previous times. But again, these are all lessons that we should have learned. We're supposed to be now applying our sea legs, as we've discussed in other readings now. It's time to get out there and apply what you've learned, and not let fear or past mistakes or failures prevent you from new experiences. Right? And then you got here some cognitive behavioral therapy. Think. Recognize self-limiting beliefs. No matter where you are, there's a next step that awaits you. What have you been holding back from doing because you're afraid you'll fail? Pay attention for self-limiting beliefs. I'm not ready. I'm too young or old or dry. I might fail and embarrass myself. I'm too afraid. Judge carefully whether these thoughts are accurate and if they're good reasons not to express the full force of who you are. Again, self-sabotage through stinking thinking. Assume the best and not the worst, which is tough because, again, when you've been through the worst repeatedly, it's automatic. Like I said, I don't speak what I don't know. Assume the best. Most likely someone will do something today that annoys you. That's when someone comes in again, and whether that's someone is an outside person or the universe doing something through outside people or situations to, again, stir the nest because you've become too comfortable in your comfort zone, or you're not fully living, you're just existing, or you're hibernating, or you're secluding, or you're depriving yourself of this, that, and the third because of this, that, and the third, whatever it is. They want you to have a more optimistic approach here and assume the best and not the worst. Most likely someone will do something today that annoys you. Again, something that might come in unexpected and you're like, what the fuck is this now? Right? When that happens, aim to make the kindest possible interpretation of the person's actions. Again, sometimes we assume, and you know what they say about assuming, makes an ass of you and me. Right? For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, you might tell yourself that they're in a hurry to see a dying loved one in the hospital, which is usually not the case. But we must try to tell ourselves that so we don't have such an emotional reaction, right? So you have this reaction affects your peace of mind. Not just saying, look at this asshole over here, he just cut me off. Yeah, I'm in a hurry too, dude. Aha, yeah, right. Now look, we're both stuck at the same light. See how far that took you? You know, we always have those moments too, right? Then you can have your ego can feel good because, even though they cut you off, you still got stuck in the same light. It's the little pleasures that we seek. Even though, again, it's all ego. And as I always say, in the game of egos, the loser always wins. Right? Permission-giving thoughts. When you're tempted to do something today that you know isn't in your best interest, look for thoughts that will enable the unhelpful behavior. Example, I've had a long day, so I should skip the gym. Question whether these thoughts are true and if there's a more accurate and beneficial way of thinking. Example, going to the gym helps me unwind after a long day. So it's about shifting our perspective on something that we're needing to take care of or something that's coming into our life as being perhaps, again, for our benefit, and not find something negative to say about it or think about it before you even know what it is. Or even if you know what it is, try to, again, approach it in a different way. Because, that will shift your motivation even to continue on something like with a diet or whatever. Once you start seeing things happening, your whole thought, it doesn't become a burden anymore. It becomes like, yes, like I'm seeing the results. So now I'm looking at it not from a, kind of approach, but like a, yeah, that's right. Watch out, because I'm about to get in the best shape ever. Whatever it is. Give yourself permission to explore things in ways that can add to your life. Question the rules. Once your behavior is driven by subtle rules, you'll tell yourself the things you must do. I have to do this. I can't because of this. Again, argue for your own limitations, and surely they will be yours. Again, we can talk yes points and no points all day, and for some, that's what they do in their head all day long, just going over things over and over and over and over and over, and never doing nothing, not taking any action, just in their head, worst case scenarios, fear, all kinds of negative emotions, whatever it is, as opposed to saying what you gotta say, asking what you gotta ask, checking the things you need to check, making some moves, doing some inquiries, taking some steps, whatever it is. Stop arguing for the no's and start looking more into the yeses, the possibilities. So again, we're not denying ourselves new situations, mindsets, ways of being, opportunities, whatever it is, because we're stuck in past ways of being or restrictions that we put on ourselves or argue for or whatever the hell it is, right? Choose a different action that works better for you. Often these rules are just habits you've fallen into that may not be serving you well, right? For example, having to do things in a certain order or a standard nearing perfection. Again, nothing is ever perfect, though we may try. Trust me, like even with doing the cards. I ask for a certain number, and extra come out. And then the OCD kicks in, and I got to do the same amount for the others because I can't leave it uneven. Even if something's off on the wall, oh, it's crooked. I gotta, you know what I mean? Always striving for that. It has to be just so. Sometimes it's the imperfect things that are just as good, if not better, because it is. It's not striving for perfection. It's not striving for disaster. It just is. And we can appreciate something for what it is without trying to make it perfect or speak negatively about it, without just seeing it for what it is and appreciating it for what it is. Right? Having different outlooks on stuff. Act. Technology tune-up. Pay attention today to how often you're glued to a screen when you don't have to be, whether that's on your phone every minute, on a computer every minute, watching too much TV, whatever it is. Technology has a way of spreading into every moment of our lives if left unchecked, with negative effects on our relationships and peace of mind, especially if you're spying on people and jumping to conclusions and wondering all of a sudden, I wonder if this, or I wonder if what I read here means this. Or what. Sometimes it's like, well, ask the source. A lot of people are afraid to ask the source. They like to have scenarios and all kinds of crazy stuff playing out in their heads, trying to figure out, you know, if things are, you know, again, having emotional reactions to things. A lot of times, again, we got to be aware of social media and how that works, and how there's a lot of plants and a lot of shills and a lot of lies and a lot of misdirection and a lot of psychology that is used on the masses daily to control your emotions, your behaviors, your beliefs. So beware of what you absorb in the technological areas, even as far as groupthink stuff goes. I don't associate with any groups personally. I try to avoid groupthink as much as possible because, again, most people are lost. So you don't want to be following the crowd because most are lost. But again, maybe being a little bit more aware of our emotional reactions to things, or our perceptions of things, or how much time that we're spending, again, looking at shit online. It can have negative effects on your relationships and peace of mind. Designate some screen-free zones today to keep technology in its proper place. Refine your goal. Write down one of your goals and ask yourself whether it's specific enough that you'll easily know when you've accomplished it. Is it the right size? Not so big that it's overwhelming, but big enough that it motivates you. Is it truly yours, so you really care about doing it? Adjust your goal as necessary to fit these criteria. So, trying to figure out again, what are your goals in life? What do you want? And taking action to do it, and not being afraid to take a chance. Like I said, everybody's being asked to be the fool again. New cycles are here. Things are starting with or without you. So you're either going to get on the boat or start a new journey, or stay in the past and stay in the rut and stay in the same old, and not progressing and not moving forward and not expanding and not living and not experiencing, and just, you know, move in a new way. Choose a different form of physical activity than what you normally do. If you usually run, go for a bike ride. If yoga is your thing, try hiking. Open yourself up to the full experience of the activity and feel what it's like for your body to move in a less familiar way. This includes maybe doing things you wouldn't normally do. You know, some people like to jump out of airplanes, not myself personally, but again, maybe it's just having a little adventure instead of being a stick in the mud. Whatever's your thing. Arms up. This is for the B. Sit or stand comfortably with your arms at your sides. Become aware of the pull of gravity and any other sensations in your hands and arms. Continue to pay attention to these sensations as you slowly raise your arms in front of you and then slowly lower them. Repeat 4 to 5 times. This is just about getting your body moving, helping to de-stress yourself. Even if you sit at a computer all day working, get up, do some stretches, do something in between. That's what I got to do, because let me tell you, you can get all kinds of jacked up sitting in that chair for hours and hours. Presence at the table. Just before you start eating one of your meals today, pause to feel your feet on the ground and your weight pressing into your chair. Look for a moment at anyone sharing the meal with you. Carefully notice the food in front of you, taking in its colors, textures, and aroma. As you pick up your utensil, feel its weight and contours in your hand. Enjoy this meal. So this is about, again, being in the present moment and not be in the past or in the future. Or even if you are in a present moment, but thinking worst case scenarios, that's still in the future. It ain't happening now. It isn't in this moment. If you look around in your house, it's probably pretty peaceful. All that chaos is in your mind. So this is about, trying to be in the present moment, because fear usually lives, well, it can live in all three. Fear of the past repeating itself in the present, fear of the future based on actions of the present. So yeah, they can interlap, but again, you know what I'm saying. Try to be open. Don't let your past hold you back. See this? South Node. So again, South Node is where you come from. Your karmic house. Usually lessons that you came into this life to learn and shed. My South Node is in Cancer. My North Node is in Capricorn. Capricorn is where I'm supposed to be heading. The traits of that sign is what I'm supposed to be embodying in certain areas of my life. That's where you're supposed to be heading. So South Node, again, deals with the past, and they're saying, don't let your past hold you back. Be strong. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Nurture. Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. For both activities are important right now. So again, we had the thing about you and your loved ones are safe. So someone might be concerned about their family, their children, and again, their own inner child, fears coming to the surface, or again, we're needing to chill out. Know that everything is probably less again, mountains out of molehills. It depends. I don't know what your situations are. This is general. Everybody's got their own stuff going on. But try to, again, take it easy. In other words, just take it easy. Heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become reality. So it's either telling you to follow your heart's desires, or maybe something that you've always desired has come into the fold and you're suspicious because of past stuff. So you don't trust it, or you're not sure if you should trust it, or you don't know. Again, yeah, exactly. You don't know. You don't know until you try. You don't know until you ask. You don't know until things get proven over time, whatever it is. Throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So again, we have that here about truth. Somebody's needed to communicate. Communication is obviously key in this situation here, whether it's speaking your own wants and needs, or speaking the truth, or speaking your truth as in regards to, again, your ideas, who you are as a person. Again, whatever it is you're speaking out against, or you needing to say, or you needing to communicate or understand, or whatever it is, something is blocked. And then you've got twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So there you are. Perhaps this is the thing coming into the fold. This is what we're worrying about. This is what we're wondering about. But obviously, the universe is bringing something into your life, and it involves a very significant partnership, because this is not a card that comes out just for anything. And not to say that every single Virgo is dealing with a twin flame. Again, this is general. But some of you are. And maybe that's why the universe is trying to tell you, look, don't fuck it up with your old patterns of shit. Freedom. You got a little kitty here. Spirit cats. Meet Lucy. She is awake even in her dreams. One of her favorite things to do is fly in a lucid dream. It is the most natural, free, and expansive feeling. You can go to outer space, imaginary lands, deep undersea, to the top of Mount Everest, even through the earth itself, propelled simply by the power of your mind and your will. This little kitty is calling you to embrace that unbound freedom of flight and dreams. What is your wildest dream? Your craziest, most heart expanse. Oh, well, I'm struggling. I wonder if this is going to carry on to the other. Most heart-expanding, joy-filled plan A. If you were completely free, what would you do? So again, with this whole thing is, I can't because of this, or I shouldn't because of that, or whatever. If you removed all of those obstacles, or those perceived obstacles, or reasons why, you will then free yourself from whatever things that may be preventing you from, again, expanding, growing, perhaps, again, coming together with a twin flame, or doing some projects, or healing situations, or speaking truths, or letting go, again, of stinking thinking and past mindsets and whatever it is. Being free, right? And then you have this little kitty here. Relaxation. Meet Molly like a cloud. She is the embodiment of that luscious state between purring and sleep. Molly understands the healing magic of stretching her paws, arching her back, letting out a long meow, then settling into a cozy circle of softness and rest. For a moment, or maybe longer, let go of everything you feel you have to do and consciously relax your body and mind. Slow down your breath. Savor the stillness between each inhale and exhale. Close your eyes, unwind, soften. You deserve the gentle healing of relaxation. Again, somebody is stressing out here, and they're saying, relax. And again, something might be better than what you're fearing, especially if you got that card. But that's why you don't know what to do with it. Because this is the other half of you. That's what the twin flame is one soul that was split in two. So again, this is your mirror. This is you in another body. And during the times that we're in now and what's going on, if you've encountered and incarnated in the same lifetime with your twin flame, there's a reason for it. It's to not only deal with your own lessons and karma or whatever individually, but to come together to possibly do something for the world, or you just coming together so you can ascend together and heal whatever karma you might have from past lifetimes. However it works, I don't know. I'm not doing the people's personal things here. I don't know, but this card is here. So maybe that's what we become so fearful, because we're meeting ourselves. And it's very difficult to look at oneself, but it also can be, fun and exciting, and who knows, you have somebody that's just like you in many ways, even though they're their own people, obviously. But that's Virgo. Well, first, let me see. I wanted to grab a couple of extra here. Okay. So we need a couple more for Virgo. What other advice do you have for Virgo for the next week? What advice do you have for Virgo? All is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. See? You even got another one saying, relax over there. Virgo, the worry wart, right? Virgo is is the opposite sign to me. It's my house of partnerships and relationships. That's where it is in my thing. And again, it's opposite on the wheel. Pisces, Virgo. Each sign has their own opposite thing. Each one has traits that the other one might, whatever. So whatever is your opposite sign, well, obviously it would be Pisces. For everybody else, I mean, check your chart, see what's the opposite sign to you, and see what traits that sign has that maybe you lack, and you should incorporate them into yourself. Any other things for Virgo? I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Right? I willingly forgive. I breathe love into my vision, and I see with compassion and understanding. My clear insight is reflected in my outer sight. Let me take these back just in case I want to use them for somebody else. And maybe a couple of these for Virgo. Anything else for Virgo? You have a purpose for being on this earth that is far more important than anything you have ever dared imagine. So again, as long as you're still here, your purpose is not finished. Maybe you had a purpose before and you got a new purpose now. Maybe it's the same purpose. I don't know. Just redefine, just change, but now incorporates a twin flame. So maybe again, there's something that you're meant to do together. And if you're a twin, this is the stuff that they say. Just being a twin flame in and of itself, incarnating here, going through your own stuff, supposedly is supposed to help the collective on some kind of, again, twin flames have a bigger role, not only for themselves, but for the collective at large. So again, maybe things are more than they seem. Anything else for Virgo? Well, that's too many. Anything else for Virgo? Sending you a hug. So Spirit is sending you a hug. Telling you to relax over there. Anything else? Let's have some inner child cards. Anything for the inner child for Virgo? Any messages for the inner child for Virgo? I am blessed. I'm going to tell my parents 3 things I appreciate about my family. So if you still have your parents here, or even your kids, right? Tell them 3 things that you appreciate about them, or about your family in general. I am grateful for the people in my life. I'm going to tell my parents what I love about my friends and or siblings, right? So this is again about appreciating what you have, appreciating possible new relationships that might be coming in, because everybody plays a role on your journey. And just because you've been through one part doesn't mean you're supposed to cut yourself off. There could be other soul contracts. There could be other things that you're meant to do. And if you're a bump on a log or hiding in the house or shutting yourself down and not again, just existing and not living your purpose, not expanding, not growing, not incorporating new ideas and people and situations to, again, manifest new things, new possibilities, divine paths, goals, whatever it is. I am mindful. I'm going to sit still, engage my 5 senses, and describe how I feel in this moment. This is, again, being true about your feelings and not letting fear or anger or anything that's negative be the overpowering emotion, because mostly it's probably bullshit. Anything else for Virgo? Oh my God, it's gonna be like 5 hours. Anything else for Virgo? Anything else for Virgo? Meditation. To see more clearly, close your eyes. You must be really freaking out over there. You're getting a lot of messages to relax. Heart chakra. Forgiveness. You'll find freedom in forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for not having the wisdom to know, and everything. Hindsight is 20/20, right? Forgiving yourself, trying to forgive other people, whatever it is, it shall set you free. Truth shall set you free. Forgiveness will set you free. Anything else for Virgo? Solar plexus chakra, confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. As we thinketh. The only illusion is separation. So this is, again, especially if you're dealing with a twin flame, that really is an illusion, because you're the same soul but in 2 different bodies. So that separation is a true illusion. But anyway, including, the separateness from mankind, all is one. You know the spiel. You know the spiel. What about some old maids? Some old maids from Virgo for the week? I like to be complete. Anything else for Virgo? Bookworm and hippie. So either somebody is doing some investigative work, again, this is like the Page of Swords, checking things out, wondering if they should make some kind of peace offering, wondering if there can be happiness in a situation. So again, we're kind of looking into things to see if there can be peace. Anything else for Virgo? The more you get to know, the more at peace you can be as well. You can relax when you say what you gotta say, find out what you gotta find out, whatever it is. Something, either you're a champ or you've been knocked down, but it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you can get up. It's about fighting for truth, fighting for happiness, fighting for health, fighting for what matters most, fighting for yourself. And I got some new cards over here because I'm waiting for them to come from the printers. But, well, let's see. We'll give you a romance. How's that? Any romantic advice for Virgos for the week? Separation. And you have the card there talking about separation is just an illusion. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. So these are the angels, as you can see. These are 2 people that are separated that don't want to be separated. And the angels are trying to help guide them back together. Right? Or to help heal them while they're apart so they can come back together and not be all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking. The steps you're guided to take. And then you had romantic feelings here. Unrequited love. So again, maybe in the past you were dealing with unrequited love situations. Maybe you were going after people that weren't interested in you, or maybe you didn't express the way that you felt about someone in the past, and now an opportunity is coming back around to make things right. And they're saying to make the effort, express your romantic feelings, get out of your fears, get out of your worries, speak your truth, find out what you got to find out. Don't deprive yourself. Get out of your comfort zones. Everything is safe. Relax. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Again, if you're dealing with twin flames, you're dealing with soulmates, we're dealing with fated meetings and events and life paths and soul contracts and whatever it is. Everything we've been through. Everybody, all the players that come in at certain times, it's all based, again, on your religious path. You get out of your own stinking thinking and addictive mindsets and procrastinations or self-sabotaging or whatever it is. Pay attention to the red flags, learning to recognize, again, our own shit, our own patterns, what's mine, what's theirs, and separating the two. Retreat. Maybe you're needing to spend time with someone. Maybe you're needing to spend time to figure shit out. I don't know. But we got wedding here. The situation involves marriage. It could again involve soul contracts, commitments before you even came into this realm. Or maybe this is something you're contemplating. Maybe this is something that's in your future. If we can let our passions flow and heal thyself in whatever relationships we got going on. So we can go for days on those cards. And if you have a romantic interest, you already know what you feel. Let's see what the cards have here as far as what does the person that Virgo is dealing with, or what song would the person Virgo is dealing with. And again, keep in mind, this is not personal, this is whatever, but again, it'll fit. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, what can you say? But what message does the person that Virgo is dealing with have for Virgo, if they were to say it with a song? What message does the person Virgo is dealing with have for Virgo? What is that? I Didn't Mean to Turn You On by Sherelle. I know you expected a one-night stand when I refused. I knew you wouldn't understand. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to turn you on. So I don't know. Some people might be questioning feelings, right? Somebody might be questioning the point of something, if it's, if it's just physical attractions or something more real. Wondering if the person feels the same way. Wondering if, again, if it's all in your head. Goodness me. What other message you got for Virgo? Any other messages? Whether they be, maybe this is for one specific Virgo or a group of Virgos. Maybe another message come out from another Virgos. Whatever. See how it fits. Any other message for Virgo from their potential partner or whoever Virgo is dealing with? What would the person Virgo is dealing with say to Virgo if they could? What is the message you got? Or again, or maybe you're questioning someone's feelings here too. Yep. Is this love? White snake. Now the person is questioning it with you. Wondering if it's love that they're feeling. Or wondering if you're the one that they've been searching for. Wondering about how you feel. All right, how deep is it? And then you got Foolish Heart by Steve Perry. Because obviously we got a mirroring going on here. And the person that you're dealing with is probably just afraid as you are. And have the same questions as you do. And doesn't want to be hurt. And doesn't want to invest in things that are going to go nowhere or be a repeating pattern. Again, unsure about people's feelings. How deep is it, or is it not deep? Is it love, or is it not? Should I take a chance, or should I not? Right? What else we got? Because I got them in different eras. This is the 80s ones. Any more modern ones? This is, no, this one is collective. Any other songs? Let's see, any songs from the 90s that the person Virgo is dealing with might feel? Well, how else does the person Virgo is dealing with feel? What other song would they dedicate to Virgo? What other song would Virgo's person dedicate to Virgo? Or how they feel? Come Back to Me, Janet Jackson. And Fiendin' by Jodeci. Somebody's fiending and they want you to come back. And what about from this pile? And then we got Baby by Ashanti. Baby, 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 baby. Any other ones from here? Since we got two from over there, you know I gotta be even. And then that's it. Any other messages for Virgo from their person of interest? Any other? Did something flip? Any other song? Some of you, it's someone I used to know. But you didn't have to cut me off. Change your number and collect your records, or however that song goes. Have someone collect your records and then you change your number. I guess you're just somebody I used to know. So maybe somebody ghosted somebody. Classic. Maybe somebody ghosted somebody, left things unfinished, didn't give a reason, didn't say why, right? Leaving this person unsure about where they stood with you, or if something was real, or was it just, again, superficial shit. Doesn't know. So again, if you're all fucked up about the situation and you're dealing with a twin flame, they're probably feeling the same way. So that's why truth needs to be spoken. And that's it for you, Virgo. Good luck. So now we start Capricorn. Capricorn. Let's see what we got for you here. Capricorn. Let us start out with the 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped, feeling stuck, going around in circles in your head. Self-imposed prison. So maybe we're waiting for someone to come rescue us, but this person is wandering around in their head, don't know what the hell they're doing either. So you got two people just going in circles, like the Friends of Distinction song. You got me going in circles, round and round we go. The lovers here. So again, round and round we go in regards to indecision. Round and round we go in regards to situations not coming together or people not making decisions over here, right? People are all out of whack and imbalanced and not on the same page, or don't know if the other person is on the same page, but there's a warning to come together. And of course, the Lovers speaks about important decisions that are going to affect us for the long term. So maybe people are looking for long-term things, trying to make plans or decisions that are going to be beneficial for long-term things, especially with all that's going on in the world. Nobody's got time to play games. Nobody's got time to dilly-dally. Nobody's got time to be sitting around waiting for other people to get their shit together or figure out what they're doing or whatever. Some people are faced with a decision like, well, if this person ain't gonna whatever, I need to, which should be what you should be thinking anyway. Because you can't put your life on hold for other people. You can't sit around and wait forever for other people because you deprive yourself of new opportunities, of new experiences, because you're waiting on someone else for your life to begin. And we can't have that. But still, the wondering is there, right? Despair, lack of hope, feeling restricted due to one's intellectual assessments of situations, right? There's a way out, but the blindfold protects one from seeing their way out. In the traditional card, you got the one person there with the blindfold on, and they could easily take it off and walk out. They're not tied up or restricted, but they think that they are. Here, it's like they're waiting for someone else to free them. This lover here, right? Trying to figure out, again, our best path forward that avoids restrictions, us being dogged out and left in the dust, feeling trapped again by our own thoughts or perspectives, need to look at things from a different angle, right? So we can figure out a way around obstacles or perceived obstacles if we can, right? It's best not to make any important decisions as thinking is limited and constrained by self-imposed boundaries. So again, making impulse decisions based on how we feel at the moment or fear or whatever it is. And that could end up causing us more problems down the line, right? So we need to get in the right mindset. We need to have all the facts. We need to, before we make any rash decisions, right? Voluntarily surrendering one's power and accountability. It's needing to see your options and not being a victim, not being in a victim mindset, being honest with yourself, releasing fears and guilt, freeing yourself. Or maybe you want to free yourself because you feel trapped with this situation. Listen, I empathize. Needing again to be open to new perspectives, though. Trying to release what no longer serves us, including if it's other people that are ain't getting on the boat. The train's leaving the station. If people ain't on it, it doesn't mean that you gotta miss. Because what if there isn't another train coming? What if? People will have to take a cab and meet you at the next station. I don't know. But this is not, again, allowing ourselves to be stuck or be stressed out or again, are waiting for someone else to rescue us out of our circumstances. You always have to take care of yourself first. And if people show up, you can incorporate that later. But again, it's like that picture with the skeleton waiting for the perfect man to arrive, and you've been waiting forever. So again, making a decision that's for your highest and best first and foremost, right? Again, the Lovers, blessed and protected unions, right? Soul unions, twin flame unions, as well as, again, important decisions, life-altering decisions. Communication needed for healthy relationships to work. Again, two people over here ain't talking. They're just all in their heads walking around in circles. Right? Walking through the puddle that's all the tears that have spilled All the swords and daggers and the pain and the woes, feeling trapped again from the negative aspects of whatever this is, whether this be a relationship, because we obviously we got two people here. This is just, you know, obviously again, soulmate things, marriage, close relationships, desire, personal beliefs, blessings in disguise. So again, if it's something that teaches you something, it's always a blessing in disguise. So maybe something that we think is horrible turns out to be a blessing in disguise. Right? Needing to be honest with oneself and seeking higher guidance, because this is lower guidance here. This Eight of Swords. This is eights. Think of the infinity, just going round and round and round and round. Someone needs to make a decision. If they're not making a decision, you make a decision. This is just how it is. Then we got here some spirit cats. Guardian. Meet Lavendril. She stands sentient, a gentle yet protective force. She can help you guard your mind against negativity, defeatism, and delusion. See? Eight of Swords. She is a shield that only allows the words and actions of people with compassionate intentions to reach the depths of your being. She keeps your true self safe as you journey into the depths seeking understanding and healing. She is a master space holder. Lavendril will hold your hand in her paw as you cry, as you dance wildly, as you merge with the all, as you dissolve and evolve. And then we got this little kitty here. Warrior. Meet Mishkin, rough and tumble. He knows his teeth are sharp and his claws are his prized possession. Carefully honed to points, he is a little ninja, but has a heart of love and softness. We can call on Mishkin when we need to stand up for ourselves, set boundaries, or be daring. So whether you're about to climb a giant boulder or take a leap of faith or ask to be paid what you're worth, remember little Mishkin and his bravery. Yes, he did whack that big scary dog in the nose, even though he's just a kitten. So again, it's all about perspective. Like the picture of the little kitten looks in the mirror and it's the lion there. Sometimes we don't know our own strength because we're viewing ourselves as less than or meeker than, whatever it is. Health card here, healing anger. If I don't have the upper hand in the relationship, I can get hurt. Again, it's about control. Because maybe the last time around, we were letting other people control us. So now we are really like, we got to know everything. We got to control the situation so that we don't get jacked up again. Maybe we're going round and round in our head, wondering again if something is for our betterment or for not, which is all valid, you know. But also there needs to be a little bit of softening and allowing things to unfold naturally, or allowing things to ebb and flow in and out of your life, reasons, seasons, lifetimes, cycles, old ways of being, whatever it is. It's about allowing, you know, the flow of things to happen and not being so rigid and controlling and stubborn and whatever it is. Through passion and compassion, all of my relationships are truly mutual. We all share a balance of power and vulnerability. So again, equal give and take, right? No over aggression and no doormat shit. Just balance and allowing people and situations to prove themselves over time. And you have here prayer. This is solar plexus chakra. Again, this is about as we thinketh, so we are. And if we're in fear and in stress and anxiety and stinking thinking and projecting shit that hasn't even happened yet, or worst case scenarios, or whatever it is. This is what we're manifesting. This is what we're living in, even if it's just in our own heads. It can be a hell in and of itself. And you can't get the hamster to get off the wheel, right? But they're saying let go and let God. Relax. Do what's right for you, and everything else will fall into place. It's not about other people and what they're doing. It's about what you're doing for yourself, day in and day out. What energy are you holding? The light you hold is the light you keep. And if you're holding on to past, if you're holding on to fear, if you're holding on to anger, if you're holding on to resentments and shoulda, woulda, couldas, if you're holding on to I'll never haves and this'll never happen and I'm too old or I don't look this way or again, all these things, this is what you're manifesting more of the same old shites. Have a little faith, have a little hope, have a little prayer, have a little courage to get out of one's own way, to expand, to grow, to evolve, to allow new air in through the stale house. Right? And maybe prayers will be answered. Some of the prayers you pray about. My prayers are answered. There you have it. Inspiration message. Cool lemonade is a reminder that there is always a plan. If you were sidetracked from your path, then you will be guided back to your true calling. Personal inquiry. If my most powerful thoughts are a form of prayer, how can I live in active prayer? Key ideas. All prayers are answered, following where life leads, being of service and fulfillment. Sometimes, again, when you're doing for others or you're doing, it takes your mind off your own stuff. Keywords: clarity, destiny, and authenticity. Being yourself, being clear in who you are and what you want and what you ain't going to tolerate, but not in an aggressive way, in a balanced way. And move towards your destiny, your future, that you're helping to co-create with the universe based on your daily actions, your daily thoughts, etc. Speaking of actions and thoughts, let's check these out. Expect the best. Again, Virgo, everybody's in fearing the worst. Listen, I can relate. When you find yourself worrying that something won't turn out well, try making a positive shift in your thinking. Instead of assuming the worst, ask yourself, what if it turns out great? As long as the outcome is uncertain, it's better to assume it will go well and to focus your attention on what you actually can control. Serenity prayer. Observe your morning thoughts. Place a pen and notebook next to your bed along with this card. When you wake up tomorrow, take a few minutes to observe the thoughts that greet the day. What are their focus and their tone? How hopeful or pessimistic are they? Write down what you notice. How might your thoughts be setting the stage for how your day will go? If you like, choose another card to practice today. And we will, because we have a couple more. Question your shoulds. When you feel a difficult emotion today, like anxiety or disappointment, notice if you're making should statements about yourself, such as, I should be there by now, or I should be a better parent. Notice what happens when you reframe these statements as, I would like to, instead. What does this shift in wording do to your feelings of stress or self-blame? Again, we got to get out of stinking thinking. You're not the only one. Indeed. Our faults or our limitations often feel very personal, even if they're an unavoidable part of being human. When you're feeling critical towards yourself, remind yourself that you're not alone. There are probably countless others who have similar struggles. See what it's like to take your imperfections less personally. And go easy on yourself. Spread joy. This is how you can act. This is how you can be of service, right? Think of someone in your life whom you care about deeply. What's the one thing you could do for them today that would make their life better? It could be something small, like making them a cup of tea or doing one of their chores. Since feelings often follow action, don't wait until you feel like doing it. Lead with action and see what happens. Enjoyment and importance. Write down how you spend your time today. Note how much you enjoyed each activity and how important it was that you did it. As you review your day, what trends do you notice? All enjoyment and no importance? The reverse? A good amount of each? Consider how you can build a healthy balance of both kinds of rewarding activities into your daily schedule. Let go of tension. Sit in a quiet place with your eyes closed. Take 3 calming breaths, exhaling for a count of 5. Squeeze your hands into fists and completely let go of the tension in your hands. Take 3 more calming breaths. Now shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, creating tension, and then let your shoulders relax. End with 3 more breaths. Notice how you feel now. And B, embrace uncertainty. It's uncomfortable not to know in advance how our lives will go. Will I stay healthy? Will I succeed? Will people love me? Or on a smaller scale, will I find a parking space? Will I be late? Yet trying to figure out how things will go often leads to worry and anxiety. Treat today as an opportunity to be open to, even embrace the fundamental uncertainty woven into our existence. Feel your strength. Sit comfortably in a quiet location. As you breathe, feel the strength in your abdomen that draws air into your lungs. Become aware of how the breath powers your fundamental connection to this life and radiates through your body all the way out to your hands and feet. Return to an awareness of the breath empowering your every action throughout the day. Basic meditation. Sit comfortably in a quiet place and set a timer for 3 minutes. Allow your eyes to close. Bring your attention lightly to the breath, feeling your belly rise and fall with each cycle. When your mind wanders, as it surely will, just gently bring it back to the breath without self-criticism. Release any expectations of what should happen as you meditate. Simply be with the breath. Right? And then you got time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So isn't that kind of what we're heading into now? The astrology part of it, you probably check out Divine Debut 11. Varouche is another person. Leo King is another person. These are all people that do astrology kind of stuff. So for some, maybe you've always been the giver. Now is your time to receive. Or if you've always been the receiver, maybe it's your time to give. However that plays for you, right? Or maybe the universe is telling you now it's your time to receive, because of all that you've given in the past. Optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Spread your wings. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect, and you are ready to soar. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. And solar plexus chakra. It is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. And then we're going to take some of these. What other messages do you have for Capricorn for the week? What other messages do you have for Capricorn for the week? Another message for Capricorn for the week. Greet each day with a hopeful heart. Take time to reflect on your journey and to appreciate how far you've come. And you are loved. All right, put these back here. And we're going to have some of these. What other messages do you have for Capricorn for the week? My healing is already in progress. My willingness to forgive begins. My healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. Any other message for Capricorn? I see my parents as tiny children who need love. I have compassion for my parents' childhoods. I now know that I chose them because they were perfect for what I had to learn. I forgive them and set them free, and I set myself free. Again, this comes from childhood wounding. People always say, oh, well, why was I born into an environment that was abusive or where I was neglected or whatever it is? You don't know how the universe works. But if you had to learn a lesson in regards to self-worth, self-love, then you're going to be placed in environments that will create that wound that you carried over from a past life to heal. So you have to be placed in a similar situation for that wound to be reopened so that you can go on the journey of the Fool again through different life experiences and different people in order to recognize that initial wound so that you can heal it and transcend it and break the karma. And by doing so, you're also able to see, well, you know, your parents, because usually the wound begins at home. And most people have grown up in single parent households, somewhat dysfunctional families. Everybody's got, you know, their own stuff. So again, everything is part of your journey, part of your evolvement as a person, and as far as you shedding karma that you came in here with. And again, a lot of that stems from childhood wounding. Not all of your wounding is going to come from parents, but there might have been some neglect, or maybe you had teenage parents, or whatever the situation is where it wasn't, you know, the Brady Bunch or the Huxtables or something that was so ideal that you see on TV. Something that, again, created a wound that you carried with you, and it's how you showed up in the world. And of course, you know, your interactions with whatever society told you and whatever peers told you. Again, all these little things that we go through that shape our perception of self and others. But it all stems from, again, healing that inner child. And understanding that a lot of our beliefs or a lot of the things that we cling to and hold on to that don't serve us stem from some kind of wounding that's unresolved, that has played a role in our character development or our ability to cope or what we tend to fall back on as far as behaviors and all these things. So if we can learn to heal ourselves and recognize that in ourselves and have compassion for ourselves, we're able then to also have it for others, because everybody's a product of their conditioning. And again, and most people didn't come from ideal situations. So it's about having compassion for yourself and others, including your parents, seeing everybody again. There's a lot of broken children in adult bodies, and understanding that everybody's doing the best that they can based on what they know at the time, for the most part. Unless you're dealing with sociopathic assholes who just don't give a shit, and hey. But again, perhaps there's some mother issues, father issues, both, some kind of family dynamic stuff, and trying to, again, see everybody as, you know, nobody's perfect, and just trying to have some compassion. I claim my own power, and I lovingly create my own reality. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. So there's that. And then we have some messages for the inner child. Speaking of which, what message do you have for Capricorn's inner child for the week? What messages do you have for Capricorn's inner child for the week? I make a difference. I'm going to think of something I can do to serve my community. So there's again about being of service. Taking your mind off your own stuff by focusing on helping others. I am respectful. I am going to be polite and considerate of everyone I see today. Again, it doesn't mean be a doormat, but sometimes it's the simplest thing as acknowledging a courtesy, which a lot of people have a hard time doing. You hold the door open for somebody, they just walk on through like that's your job. People have lost the art of courtesy, of again saying thank you and please. A lot of people just expect, or they don't even bother to acknowledge, and that's so rude. You just want to pull them back out the door and slam it and be like, you can open your own door now, because again, people are so self-centered that they can't even say thank you. Or even if you smile at someone, they look at you like they don't know how to take it, because they're so used to being in negative and narcissistic like societies where everybody is just all for themselves. Nobody can be nice. No one can help anybody. No one can say thank you or please. Everything is all about me. Right? Whether it's letting someone cross the street or holding the door open or whatever it is. People have a hard time appreciating shit because they just feel like they're entitled. And they ain't. Nobody owes you shit in this world. So again, make sure that you get respect, but you also give it. And people that can't appreciate your little courtesies of whatever, try not to let that make you just as much of a miserable person as they obviously are. You know. You know what I'm saying? Any other messages for Capricorn? Oops. Well, there's too many, but I'll take them anyway. I am blessed. I'm going to tell my parents 3 things I appreciate about my family. So this is either if you don't have parents that are still alive, or you do, you know, just what the card says. Or if you're a parent yourself, say it to your children or whoever's in your family. Let them know that they're appreciated. I'm a good learner. I'm going to tell someone what I learned today. I am friendly. I'm going to wave to someone I don't know today. Again, they might think you're crazy because that's how the world is now. They can't handle niceness. They just don't know what to do with it. I am patient. I'm going to practice taking 3 deep breaths so that I can do this the next time I get frustrated. This is again about controlling our emotions, right? Trying to chill out. I'm full of joy. I'm going to share my smile with everyone I meet today. And I am grateful for the people in my life. I'm going to tell my parents what I love about my friends or siblings. Or again, this is just telling people in your life that you appreciate. Right? Then we got a few of these. What are the messages you got for Capricorn for the week? Root chakra, security. To feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. So get out in nature, do some grounding, listen to the birds, relax. What else for Capricorn for the week? Letting go is not giving up. Sometimes it is the first step towards success. That's sacral chakra. And we already did security. And then we got manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. So again, don't think negative shit. Don't put that energy out there. Try to be, you know what I'm saying? What else we got for Capricorn? 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 Party girl. Maybe it's something you need to be happy about. Something's cooking. Or maybe you should take some time to make yourself a nice meal and enjoy the little things. And then you got grandpa. So either you a grandpa, maybe this is you, he's got the thumb up, he's feeling all right. So this is about maybe being happy no matter what your age is. This again can be male or female. Or maybe you have an admirer. Again, male or female. Could be someone a little older than you. I don't know. Or this is just about even maybe your parents. Your parents think that you're great, or they see your growth, and maybe that's why you're meant to also share some nice verbal exchanges with them as well. And now let's see what we got in here. The Capricorn. Gratitude, right? And presence, being in the present moment. Wisdom, applying the wisdom we've learned and moving forward. And if you have any romantic interests, let's see what the advice for Capricorn is in regards to romance for the week. I might make these monthlies because this is, I don't know if I'll be doing this every week. Well, let's see what you got for the week for Capricorn. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Now, maybe that was something that you're dealing with in the past. Maybe that's why you're afraid to get out of the gate now. Or you're questioning certain things. Or, if someone cares about you or whatever it is. Like I said, this is general. This is not personal. So you have to judge your own situations as they are. But if something is not requited, don't waste your time. Or somebody needs to show that they care, right? Or maybe you think something is unrequited, but it isn't. It just depends. Again, how people are showing up. Maybe that's why you're confused. You're walking around circles. You keep waiting for someone to show their love that isn't, and you're confused. So I don't know. Like I said, this is general, not personal. So you have to decide. If people aren't showing you whatever, show it to yourself. That's how you, or go to where it is required. Requited. Sorry. Any other advice for Capricorn? Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. This is again about trying to be in the present moment. Trying to heal from any past stuff, or maybe again we were dealing with unrequited love situations, narcissists, whatever you're dealing with here. So we're needing to again try to recapture that full energy so that we can be open to new things. Okay? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you got to take, whether that's with this person or whether this is just somewhere else. You have to decide. I don't know, again, what people's situation. And give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Okay, so maybe for some of you, again, you might be wondering this. You might be wondering if you need to make any effort, or somebody needs to do that with you. Or again, because someone isn't showing something, you don't know. Maybe they're telling you that you should. Again, I don't know people's personal stuff. I don't want to tell people to sit and wait for nobody to rescue them, to save them, to make their life complete, to anything like that. You have to decide for yourself. Go where there is love, if that's what you're looking for. If it ain't coming from the place that you're looking for it. Or maybe you need to be the one to express it. I don't know who's doing what over here. But then we got this could be the one. Okay. Apply it as it may fit. Maybe you have met the person you're supposed to be with. Maybe you are supposed to make an effort. You have to figure it out. But let's see here because I've got some songs over here. Sorry. Oh yeah. I got different genres, so let's see. For the person Capricorn might be dealing with, we'll take some songs from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s, we're going to mix it up, right? What does the Capricorn's romantic interests, what would they say to Capricorn if they could? If they could express it in song, what would they say to Capricorn? What is the romantic interest of Capricorn? What would they say to Capricorn if they had to say it in a song? Misty Blue by Dorothy Moore. Oh, babe, it's been a long, long time. Still I can't get you off of my mind. But I can. Just the thought of you turns my whole world misty blue. So if that's the song, if you don't know it. Okay, so we got one from there. Let's see from this era. What song would Capricorn's person dedicate to them from this one? How does Capricorn's person feel about that? Milk and Honey by Çຂື້AÉ. G-O-A-P-E-L-E. ÇÜAPEL? That's her name. Milk and Honey. It's a saucy song, if you know what I'm saying. So somebody's looking for some sexy time. What other messages would Capricorn's person have for them? How else is Capricorn's person feeling? They want to write you a 4-page letter by Leah. They want to give you a 4-page letter. Now, I'm mixing up my piles. See what happens? What about from here? This is 70s. Yes, I gotta keep them separate. Yes. Don't mind me. Gets confusing, especially when they're all the same color. Any other messages Capricorn's person might have for them? Ooh, in between the sheets. I told you, somebody's looking for something. Sexy time. Isley Brothers, in between the sheets. They're trying to get busy. Somebody's looking to get busy. Any other songs from Capricorn's person? Any other songs from Capricorn's person? How they feel for Capricorn? Cupid by 112. So somebody's feeling some kind of way. There you have it. So maybe you should be making the efforts. Maybe you thinking there isn't love. There is. Because obviously, there's something even more than that. Because they're looking to get in between the sheets. So, good luck, Capricorn. And now we will move on to Taurus. And I should probably put on the lights. And I should probably write it down. 153. And the other one was 113. Now I know when I do the timestamp. So now we're on to Taurus. So good luck, Capricorn. And my legs, I'm sitting in this chair now. This is almost 2 hours, and I just did another reading. That was an hour, so yeah. We got to get up after this, because, you know what I'm saying? Taurus, we got 6 of Cups and 4 of Swords. Now, one person is looking off as the other person is trying to whisper some sweet nothings. So, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe someone has more fonder memories than someone else, or someone seems slightly disinterested, or not as affectionate, or what. So you got these guys over here that are kind of laying down the swords. They're just gathered around them. They're like, we ain't even deal with this anymore. Maybe for you there was some kind of unrequited situation or an uneven exchange of emotions. So maybe you're thinking you need to just heal from something, or wondering if you can heal something, or just needing a rest from a situation. Again, Six of Cups. Speaking about, again, usually thinking about the past and the future, right? Or the merging of past and future. Whether that be experiences or someone from the past is coming back wanting to heal a situation. That's another thing, but you're unsure about it. You're kind of looking off like, do I even want this? I don't know. Maybe you, the person, is trying to heal something and they're like this. I don't know. Wanting to return to happier memories of the past. Again, wanting to escape instead of dealing with the present. Living in the past. Reflection. I'm having a really hard time talking today. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Living in the past. Or again, needing to heal from past stuff. Wondering if we should be returning to the familiar, or if we should just let shit die. Maybe there's some contemplation there. I don't know. Again, also speaks about leaving worries behind and healing. It just depends. Reunions of past friends or lovers. Right? Needing to heal from childhood wounding so that we stop repeating same scenarios of different people. Just again, depends on what the situation is. Right? Needing to, again, reflect on past things so we don't bring anything into the future. Healing before we deal. That could be another situation here, right? Now, Four of Swords, again, we already kind of talked about. Rest and recovery after time of challenge. Or it's a time to stay silent or inactive in order to build up your mental strength, to meditate on something, again, contemplating on something, replenishing one's strength. It depends. I don't know what you're doing, if you're thinking and contemplating or if you're healing. I'm not sure. But it's a sign to stop worrying and put down one's defenses. So maybe, again, worrying about somebody coming from the past, trying to rekindle some stuff. Maybe we should lay down those worries. We have to see as we go along with what the other cards say. Taking a breather from the chaos, or a need for seclusion, or feeling restless or burnt out, or feeling like there's a lack of progress. Right? Wanting everything to happen at once, but it ain't. So again, then maybe we're wondering how other people feel, or there's some kind of hesitation before we're investing in something. Again, something's preventing you from moving forward, either with a situation, an old situation coming back around, or a new situation. Or if it's feeling frustrated because of a lack of progress. Let's see what spirit cats say. Patience. Meet Snugpuff. She transmutes our restless urgency and are we there yet complaints into an appreciation of what is right now. Let go of everything that will come after this moment and have faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Draw a circle around the present moment and relax into it with Snugpuff curled up on your lap. Sometimes we believe we need to be at our destination right now, but there is so much to be learned and discovered right here where we are. Let's be patient with ourselves, our loved ones, and the world around us. There's time. And you got this kitty here, Paradox. Meet Stardust. He is the convergence of opposites. He is the dark and the light. He is a magician that turns everything on its head, pawing at the paradox. He travels the galaxies with his best friends, free will and destiny. No one knows where one begins and the other ends. He sees the good in the evil and the evil in the good. Within every blessing there is a tragedy, and within every tragedy there is a blessing. We think we know what is what, but Stardust throws everything into question. Let the paradox open up our thinking and our perspective. And we got healthy love. If I love someone, it means that it becomes harder for me to speak my mind, especially if I'm angry. So this is, again, we don't want to, we ain't got no codependency situations here. Well, again, we pacify the monster. I don't know if we've done that in the past, but again, we don't speak up because we don't want to, we don't want to assert ourselves or stand up for what's right for ourselves so we can be the doormat, because we're afraid of someone leaving or being upset because we're, shining a light on their bullshit. If that's the case, see you later. Nobody got time to be, again, stroking people's egos or pacifying other people's woundings and putting up with bullshit. Number one. So if that's what you're doing, don't do that anymore. Right? You should always be able to speak your mind. You should always be able to speak your truth. You should never feel afraid that because again, if you gotta feel so afraid that you gotta, hide shit and not say something because you don't, then you with the wrong one. You with the wrong one. Let me tell you, I know what I don't speak what I don't know. Anytime that you are truncating yourself in any way, making yourself small in any way, self-sacrificing or self-sabotaging in any way to appease another person, to keep another person, to prove your worth to another person, to allow someone else's dysfunction to run rampant while you're, again, the silent majority being the punching bag for other people's fucking shit. Again, you with the wrong one. Never love somebody else more than you love yourself, because anybody that's making you walk on eggshells or feel like you got to play it small or you can't speak your mind or you got to, again, be trying to prove your worth and value or whatever the hell the situation is, that's a lesson for you. That's a karmic situation. That's meant to teach you something about yourself, how you show up and how you allow other people to show up. So again, never compromise your worth, your integrity, your values, your morals, your standards, and lower them to meet somebody else who ain't up to par. There's a million assholes out there. Why cling to just one? I joke. Obviously, you don't want more assholes, but this is what I'm saying. Know when things and people and situations are a waste of time because they are broken in and of themselves, and nobody got time to, again, be dealing with brokenness. Because brokenness that builds whatever house that brokenness is built on, the tower will come eventually. Because it's not healthy, it's not rooted, it's not grounded, it's not built from anything based in truth and integrity and wholeness and healedness. It's all dysfunction. And it'll come crashing down. So again, I don't know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with or what you were. Maybe this is something you've already learned and moved past. This is good. But whatever the situation is, like I said, take the advice. In a loving relationship, by taking appropriate action and communicating directly, I can transform any troubling situation, problem, or obstacle. Again, never be afraid to voice how you feel. And if somebody's doing some shit that's making you feel miserable, don't be afraid to speak up. And if they don't like what you got to say, then obviously they're only there to use you for whatever they can get out of you. They don't give a damn about your opinions, your feelings, what's right and what's wrong. They just want you to shut up and go with the program so they can continue to milk you and get whatever they can out of a situation. There's a lot of situations like that out there. And a lot of people find themselves in them. Sometimes more than once. And again, in the common denominator is always oneself. We get what we allow, whether we want to admit that shit or not. Whether we want to always say if the other person would just and if they would only whatever. But again, You can't change nobody. You can only change what you tolerate and what you put up with. And as hard as it may be to disconnect from certain people and situations, because again, if only, if only, you might be waiting on them if onlys for years to the point where it completely destroys you because this person never had any intention to do right by you to begin with. That's why I always tell people, know what you're dealing with. Watch for patterns of behavior. How do people consistently show up? And what are you allowing consistently? And if you're happy in a situation or if you're not happy in a situation, if someone's treating you with love and respect or they're not, you have to decide what you're in and what you don't want to be entertaining. Because let me tell you, it's never worth it to let yourself be stifled or truncated in any way and not letting someone else dim your shine, basically. Gossip. This is heart chakra. So this is, again, could be people talking shit. Too many people got to say and stuff. People talking about whatever. Or this is about just you getting out there again, opening up your heart, and not being afraid to meet new people or whatever based on, again, past situations or waiting for things to resolve or, I don't know what people's situations are here. Gossip. I never met a person I didn't like. Inspiration message. Charmaine Chartreuse suggests that appreciating differences is key. This card is a warning that you may lose a valued relationship if you don't appreciate what you have. Or someone may lose you if they don't appreciate what they have. However it may fit for you. We're needing to do what is good for our heart space, right? Key ideas: uniqueness of others, naivete, support for your vision, lack of appreciation, or refocusing your life. So again, if you're not appreciated, if you don't feel valued, or if you whatever, and again, know what you're dealing with, know who you're surrounding yourself with, what makes you happy, what doesn't, and cut the shit out that gotta go. Again, keywords: freedom, dance, and honor. Again, honoring oneself, first and foremost. Freeing oneself from stinking thinking, negative mindsets, things that hold us back, people that hold us back, situations that hold us back, whatever the case may be. Think. What was I thinking? Well, listen, we've all been there. Whenever you experience a surge of strong emotion today, stop and ask yourself, what thought just went through my mind? Thoughts like I'll never succeed can lead to sadness, whereas thoughts like they really like me might lead to joy. Write down 3 examples of what you find as you practice recognizing the thought-feeling connection. Do they really think that? We often assume that others are thinking badly of us, that we're awkward, dumb, weird, or any other insulting label. These thoughts generally have more to do with how we see ourselves than what others think of us, if they're thinking of us at all. Again, that's maybe what people are wondering. And again, I'll look at it this way. If you got to wonder, you know, people got to learn to like ask. For me, the best thing is, instead of going to tarot reading after tarot reading, week after week, listening to general readings or whatever it is, if you're not talking to the person, you got to go to, general readings to try to figure out what this person is thinking and feeling or whatever. Already you're setting yourself, not that I want to, discourage people from watching readings, but again, don't hang your hat on general readings, number one. Especially in regards to other people's feelings, thoughts, actions, or non-actions. The best way to tackle that monkey is going straight to the source. And that way you can free yourself up from either wasting your time, or you'll know that someone is actually thinking the same thing as you, and you can make moves to make things right. But too many times people are in their thoughts and going to other sources for answers when most of the time the answers lie either within or going directly to the source and finding out for yourself. Sometimes people are afraid to, so they like to go to readings week after week because it leaves them clinging to the energy or staying in situations because they're waiting to see what the tarot card says of this. Again, you might be waiting for years because these are general readings. That's why I try to stay away from titles too much or relationship stuff too much, because again, it can keep people stuck. And I'm not about that. And nobody should be about that for themselves either. So that's why I always say, if you want to know how somebody feels about you, ask them. Or what are they showing you? That tells you everything you need to know. And even coming to your own conclusions or being clear with other people in regards to what you want and what you need and what you're feeling and what have you. So that everybody's on the same page, and those that are on the same page, you move on to the next. This way you don't keep yourself stuck, you don't keep yourself in the past, you don't keep yourself in limbo, waiting and wondering and wishing and dreaming and hoping and whatever it is. Especially when it involves, again, the actions or inactions of another individual. Because too many times, again, people keep themselves stuck. Worries resolved. Remind yourself today of times when you were fairly certain something would go badly and it actually turned out fine. For example, worry. We would run out of gas. Outcome, we made it to a gas station. Write down 5 examples like this. Recognize that today's worries are likely to be on your list the next time you draw this card, and allow your mind to focus on other things. You know, making a plan, writing things down, sticking to a schedule, trying to, again, do some things for yourself, make moves where you can, because you can't control outside situations, you can't control other people, you can only control yourself for the most part. But even still, good luck with that, because how many times we can't even control ourselves, can't stick to a diet, can't stick to a routine, can't whatever, because the conditioning is real, and it takes discipline to and in a constant investment in oneself on the daily, to not fall back in self-sabotatory behavior, stinking thinking, worrying, anxiety, fear, whatever it is, right? Trying to have a little bit more positive outlook on things. Try to get yourself out there. Watch out for gossip. Watch out for other people in your business. If you want to know what somebody thinks or feels, go to the source, you know, or resolve that in yourself and what you want for yourself, and go for that, and not be in worries, and not be afraid to speak up, and not be, you know what I'm saying? Be encouraging. The next time you're feeling down, think of someone in your life who needs encouragement and reach out to support them. It might help you feel better, and even if it doesn't, it will help the person you care about. And more importantly, it shows that you can be of service even when you're feeling less than 100%. Take care of yourself. What's one nice thing you can do or plan for yourself today that you'll look forward to and enjoy doing? Put in your calendar at a specific time. It can be something small like treating yourself to a fancy coffee drink or listening to your favorite music. If it's hard to think of ideas, then imagine you were planning it for someone you deeply care about. Get organized. Choose an area of your house that you've been needing to declutter and organize, such as a storage closet or a kitchen drawer. Set aside 25 minutes per day to work on it until it's done, starting today. If you're feeling unmotivated, remember that motivation tends to follow action. Go ahead and get started. That's what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Stare down your fear. Look for ways you've let fear hold you back at work, in your relationships, or in your free time. Face one of your fears today, choosing something that is challenging yet manageable. Reach out to someone close to you for support if necessary. Imagine what your life would look like if you pushed through your fear every day. In B, loving kindness. Sit comfortably in a quiet place. Take 3 slow, calming breaths. Bring to mind someone you deeply love and mentally send them these wishes. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you find ease in your life. May you be free from suffering. Feel a glow of loving kindness radiating from inside you. Dwell in that love as you direct these wishes towards yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. And gratitude for your lungs. Notice today how your lungs enable every activity you do. Feel how the breath adapts to each demand, slow and steady when you're relaxed. Deeper after you climb stairs, rapid during intense exercises, and sharp and shallow when you're anxious. Leave a note or this card by your bed to remind yourself to notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath when you lie down to sleep. So breathing techniques can help center you, can help de-stress, right? And you have your commitment is being tested. So whether this is your commitment in a relationship, commitment to yourself, commitment to projects, ideas, phases in your life, whatever it is, you're being tested. Many are. Many are facing their shadow self, especially if they've been in situations where it wasn't so good. Again, trying to get out the gate again, trying to be open to meeting new people, trying to figure out again, some old people might be coming back around, looking to whatever. So again, some people are kind of in a deciding factor in regards to a few things. Honesty. I'm in touch with my true feelings regarding the situation. So it's by getting honest with yourself, honest with other people, or asking that of them. So that we're not sitting and waiting and wondering and whatever. Go to the source. Clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel, I'm helping your spiritual insight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Clear sight, envisioning what you want, knowing what you want and what you ain't willing to settle for, so that you can be happy. Family, loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So for some people, this is family issues. Again, Six of Cups also speaks to family, children, marriage, parents, whatever it is. Some people might have unresolved, again, childhood wounding that plays out in their adult life. Some people have mother issues, father issues. Some people got issues going on with their kids. You know, some people are trying to decide what they want, maybe even going back to their hometown, because Six of Cups speaks about going back to home or going back to hometown. Some people are deciding on moving situations, living situations, who they want to be around, who they don't, support systems, relationships, one's own, where the hell am I going, whatever it is. Vegetarian, vegan. Fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. This is about eating well, eating healthy, taking care of yourself. Yoga, meditation, walks in the park, getting out in nature, eating a healthy diet. Again, feeling good. Self-care. As within, so without, right? And emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it's a gift to us all. So again, taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions, your mental state, physical state, whatever it is, right? And then we got some these. What other messages you got for Taurus? Shine. You are made of stardust, so keep sparkling. Solar plexus. Again, as we think, try to have some positive outlooks, despite all the shit going on. What other message you got for Taurus? Compassion. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. This is heart chakra. You got another heart chakra here. Connection. Father Divine and Mother Earth make love in your hearts. So again, I don't know if we got mother issues, father issues, you know, family issues in general, just things that need to be healed and resolved, whether that's within, whether that's external. But obviously, ones that you got 3 heart space cards. So there's definitely stuff going on with your emotions and how you feel and your happiness or lack thereof. Anything else? And another heart one, self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. I know that's right. As I said, people always say, "Oh, I didn't." And when they say you are, you are what you attract, and people are like, "Well, I didn't want that asshole, or I didn't want that abusive situation." And you're saying that that's who I am, that we're a mirror of whatever. Well, we can't see that. I wanted love. What are you talking about? Yes, but you were trying to get it from somebody who was incapable of giving it. That's the mirror. When you lack self love and you lack boundaries, you're going to find someone that's reflecting that right back to you. And that's probably got you all messed up and miserable and whatever it is. Right? Soul group relationships, soulmates. I mean, soul group just deals with your friend, your close friends or family, mostly family, right? People that you incarnate here with, people if you have past lifetimes with. Everybody plays different roles. Everybody plays their own role in regards to how you start off in life and sets you on the path to your healing journey to figuring out whatever woundings you got and all that stuff. Again, we all come from usually less than ideal situations, right? But there's obviously something that has affected your heart space, your how you think about things, how you feel about things, your viewpoints on things, maybe in regards to your self-care or lack thereof, but there needs to be some addressing of healing for you so that you can get past whatever this is. And we'll grab a few of these. Simplicity. Sometimes it's the simple things that's what we need. Expansiveness. Broaden one's horizons. So this is maybe we need to get out. We're afraid to get out. Or we need to deal with people. Or we need to get out of our comfort zones and seek more things that are beyond our usual scope of limitation. Efficiency. Being efficient, taking care of things we need to, going over details of things, making sure things are for our highest and best. And understanding ourselves, understanding our journeys, understanding the reason why all things happen, reason, season, lifetime, people, whatever it is that we're needing to understand. What are the messages you got for Taurus? And a couple more for Taurus. Sometimes there just aren't words that let us express how we feel. Yep, exactly. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This is again, when we go through the dark night of the soul, when we go through hardships, usually it's when we start seeking answers as to how did I get here? Why does these things repeat? What am I doing that isn't serving me? Right? And we can let fear and worry and anxiety kind of take over everything based again on past experiences, but they want you to, you know, heal your heart, heal whatever needs to be healed here, and try to cast your worries and anxieties on spirit or wherever it is that you know, get your spiritual grounding because you will need it in life for sure. Right? You always need to confess or to confide into a higher source to look for some kind of wisdom. And keep hope in your heart. Right? And then we've got any more messages for Taurus? My life works beautifully. Everything in my life works now and forevermore. Because again, most people, we've been through the ringer. But if you've learned lessons and you've grown and evolved, even if you're tattered and worn, at the end of the day, when you leave this world, What matters is what you were able to overcome and get rid of as far as things that didn't serve you, karmically, what have you. My home is a peaceful heaven. I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner in my home. Lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. The past is over. This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each moment, every moment. And then we've got some inner child cards. What messages you have for Taurus and their inner child? I love myself. I'm going to give myself a big hug today. Anything else for Taurus? I am good at making friends. I'm going to introduce myself to someone new today. So that might have been where the gossip is. Again, getting oneself out there. A lot of people have been in hermit mode. A lot of people have closed down and shut down because of past situations that could take a blow to your self-esteem or whatever it is. But they want you to know that all is a lesson and to love yourself, heal yourself, care for yourself first and foremost, right? And don't be afraid to get out there, but just be discerning. Just take the wisdom that you've gained from your past experiences and nip shit in the bud if need be. I make a difference. I'm going to think of something I can do to serve my community. So this is about, again, sometimes when we take the focus off of our own woes, we help to shift that energy. Now, oh yeah, romance. Let's see. And as far as romance goes, what advice do you have for Taurus in regards to romance? Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Anything else for Taurus? Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So whether that's forgiving and wondering if you're going to deal with somebody again, I don't know what people's situations are. And know what you're dealing with. Because there's some doozies out here. Or we're just needing to release again something that's already gone so that we can be open to something new. This is also releasing ourselves from past behavior patterns, stinking thinking, whatever it is that might be blocking us from receiving something new. And then you have, of course, love yourself first. I've been talking for like 3 hours, dude, and I'm like fried over here. Now, for those of you who might have an interest in someone currently, or someone has an interest in you currently that you might not know about, or this could be a future person that you might encounter, because I didn't want to leave people out who might be, healing from old stuff or kind of in the whatever, because this is supposed to be a message from whoever you might be dealing with, right? Romance. This is like songs that you might, or again, might be someone new that you might encounter if you get yourself out there. And maybe this is what they'll be thinking about you. If you can, again, heal thyself and spread your wings. So what songs might a love interest of Taurus be wanting to relay? If it's an old person we need to get rid of, this ain't it. If it's new people that we might encounter or someone we got our scope on or might have their scope on us, who knows? But what songs do you have for Taurus from a possible love interest? What songs do you have for Taurus from a possible love interest? Because not everybody is dealing with toxic, bad situations. For some people, only a few of these messages will resonate. You could be in a happy relationship. Who knows? It depends. But what songs from a love interest the Taurus might be dealing with? What love songs you got from love interest the Taurus might be dealing with? What messages for that person want to say? Against all odds, Phil Collins. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? Maybe that's how you're feeling. Who knows? Maybe that's again how you're feeling, or maybe somebody will feel that way about you, right? If we hold out for the real thing and not be dealing with old dusties. And then we got Turn Off the Lights by Teddy Pendergrass. So if somebody wants to get busy, they got to turn it off. Turn off the lights. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody might want to turn off the lights with you against all odds. They're trying to make something work, right? Or this is how someone will come in for you down the line, or maybe someone's, again, I don't know, everybody's dealing with different situations here. But here we go, here's a couple of songs from there, and if those don't resonate, let's see, what else we got? Any other songs from possible love interests for Taurus? Any other songs for possible love interests? They Don't Know by John B. Don't listen to what people say. They don't know about you and me. Put it out your mind, 'cause it's jealousy. They don't know about this here. So that's another song. John B. They Don't Know. Any other songs? Possible love interest for Taurus? I got different eras here, different genres, so that's why. Any other songs for Taurus, possibly? Well, that's too many. Well, we got Can You Handle It by Usher. That's one. And All You Got to Do Is Say Yes by Floetry. And Milk and Honey by ÇOAPELE. That's Goapele. It's a hard one to spell, but Milk and Honey. So there's a couple. Any other songs? Any other songs? Taurus. Ooh, Backstabbers by the OJs. You smile on your face and all the while want to take your place. Maybe that's where that gossip comes around. Maybe people meddling in people's business. Watch out. Watch out for shady associates who really just want to be you or have what you got. Watch out for frenemies. Watch out for frenemies. And then Misty Blue by Dorothy Moore. My whole world turns misty blue. So there you go. And on that note, as we're 2 hours and 30 minutes in, let me tell you, in an hour and a half or whatever it was for the other reading, let me tell you, I'm fried. And on that note, like I said, I might not do these once a week because I still got 3 other elements to tackle. By the time I get done with them, the week will probably be over. So I might do the next round monthlies. So maybe we should consider this reading to be a monthly. Because again, and I'll come up with some other things for this to be smaller things for weeklies. But maybe let this serve as a monthly because again, it's by the time I get to the other ones, you know what I'm saying? And on that note, until next time, take care.